the chronic, don't even worry about it.
conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. I got the one, the only mind of Jamal. And let me tell you something. It's beautiful on Wednesday. Double Barrel J's Wednesdays. It's fire! How are you doing here, sir?
As Beautiful T Justice said in Smokey and the Bandit, we are here with Mosul Gumbo. Let's cook them.
Absolutely. Let's ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? How are you doing? Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. We got a lot to discuss tonight. And let me tell you something. by the topics you're seeing, let me tell you something. It's absolutely going to be fire. All right? So do your due diligence. Help us out. All right? Brother, let me tell you something. The trolls are back after me again.
That means you're doing something right.
Yeah, I don't, man, it's crazy. You know, I haven't been called so many coons and sambos in my life. You know, I've been called a lot of them. You know, coon, sambo, nigga. You get what I'm saying? So much so, sometimes I think it's my social security number. You know, I just, you know, 1, 2 nigga, you know, 1, 2 cone, you know, sometimes it just get so, you know, unnerving. You get what I'm saying? These people are crazy.
With all these black folk who was a month ago laughing and dancing for Carmelo Anthony, getting all that money. Now you got this little white girl who now have said, up yours. And now she done got more money than Carmelo. And black people like, we ought to take that down.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's going to be good tonight.
It's going to be good, let me tell you. So many black folks, you know, when Carmelo Anthony was getting all that money, you know, grifting for them blacks and the ignorant whites out there. Let me tell you something. They were sitting there writing on my page, laughing, all sorts of emojis. And now, let me tell you something. They all crying like somebody put the belt to that ass. Let me tell you.
Yep.
And I say it's well deserved. You know, people are trying to make sure that, you know, she can say nigga in peace. You get what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, make sure you share. All right, yeah, you know what the deal is. Yeah. And for you Negroes out there, Jermain, all you're doing is you just over here grifting for these white folks. You just trying to show out. You chucking and jiving for them white folks, man. You chucking and jiving. You got so many butter biscuits out there, Jermain. That's all you do, Jermain. The white man pay you so you can just sit there and run your big black lips. That's it, Jermain. That's all they saying. They crazy, let me tell you. Shout out to Yvette Romick. Donated, say 2 beautiful minds. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Let me go ahead and give you. Yeah, that probably, you know, Yvette, let me tell you something. That probably made those Negroes mad right there. You get what I'm saying? Those Negroes were, they mad at me already. You better stop it, Yvette. You gonna get me killed out here, let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Brother, I'm ready to flame. I'm ready to roll. How about yourself?
Y'all, it's gonna be a nice long show. Go get your coffee, your green tea, cause it's about to be fire.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get rocking. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. First one up. I like to go ahead and discuss a viral video about a TikTok mom. You guys know about them TikTok moms, right? Yeah.
You know what they about.
Apparently, you know, my wife been saying that there has been a new trend on TikTok, and it's called, you know, being a bad mom. Apparently, you can go viral for being a bad mom. Brother, did you know that you can go viral for being a bad mom?
Well, they've been doing that for years. They fight in the middle of the daggone Walmart. They daggone jump other girls while babies in their arms, so I'm not surprised.
Absolutely. You know, the type of stuff she's talking about is like, apparently there's a woman on there called a diaper lady. You know, she has dirty diapers like in all corners of the house and stuff like that. There's another woman where her house is just so filthy and dirty. She says she hasn't cleaned it in about 2 or 3 years. I'm telling you, there's a one called, I believe something Resilient Jenkins, a woman and a guy. They were in a 1-bedroom apartment and there was 7 of them in there. 2 of them and 5 children, and she was pregnant with 1. Yeah, I'm telling you, crazy stuff. And these women have gone viral, getting buku money, and you know, doing their family the dirtiest. And in this viral TikTok video here, ladies and gentlemen, this woman claims that the police stole her children. She is crying because she has lost custody of her child after, you know, she went viral. You know, a lot of people pray, especially on TikTok, they pray every single day to go viral. And sometimes, you know, they actually do go viral. And, you know, they get their wish. And sometimes their wish comes with a lot of unintended consequences. Let me go ahead and run this when it comes back. I like to speak to you guys about it. You know, I want to speak about this trend of being a bad mom. You know, apparently, you know, this can get you a lot of money. Take a look.
Hey, Jermain.
Yes, sir.
Jermain, real quick. They say your volume is slightly a little low.
A little low. Let me go ahead and take care of that real quick. Bow. All right. I think we're good. All right. Let me go ahead and run this.
All right. Okay, the volume just went. Okay. There you go.
Bow. All right. So here we go. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys share, all right? I got the volume set here. Here we go.
These motherfuckers just kidnapped my fucking baby. They give me no fucking work. This is my fucking baby. They give me no fucking help. I've asked for help for months. I ain't you, bitch.
The city of Cedar Rapids, Iowa is kidnapping my son. They contacted a judge. This is the main woman that made that happen.
Tasha, we gotta sort this out.
This is the sergeant that confirmed it.
We need you to help us through this process, okay?
This is the DCFS worker that's going to be handling it. They're taking my baby. So I'm just going to leave. Get out of my room. Get the baby and get out, please. He's y'all custody. Get out of my room now. Get the baby in. No, I do not. Contact me through my stuff. Y'all kidnapping my baby. I don't have nothing that y'all can. No, y'all not trying to help me. Go ahead on. Go ahead on. Go ahead on. His legal name is connected to his father's. Please take the kid and go now. Y'all here for the kid, right? Why are you antagonizing me? Take the kid. I don't need to answer your questions. Take the kid.
I want baby to find somewhere to go and a possible relative.
Whoever you decide, by federal law, I give up. Like y'all just took my baby. Whoever you decide, baby. Y'all, I just told y'all I got the means to take care of my baby. Y'all taking him. I'm not giving y'all none of my shit because I'm going to always hold on to my baby. Y'all not getting shit. Go ahead on. Y'all not getting nothing but the kid. Go ahead on.
Okay, so you have a court hearing within 10 days.
No, don't even do it. I don't got time to relive this. Take it up with your workers that you're working for, baby. Go ahead on now. All right now. I'll see you later, baby. They kidnapping you. Emmanuel, listen.
I'm telling
you,
y'all.
okay, baby? I'm sorry.
Some people
And
they don't care about children.
You'll be okay, baby. Hopefully they can help you. Better than I could. No, I don't. No, I don't want to lose nothing. I got it all.
Look at that gosh darn place.
And I will be suing.
And they say these are the most educated. They
you
always
took my kid with no background
black
information
women
because
the most
this one
educated.
here
Please say
is
that
intimidated.
lie.
Go ahead
They
on,
they are lying. Black
women
women the most educated. Use a most educated lie.
By federal law, y'all just kidnap my baby. Go ahead on with him. You don't need to contact me about shit else. I just told you. Go ahead on.
Look, it got nothing for the baby in the room.
Go ahead on now.
Nothing.
I don't care to give you any information to follow up. I do not.
And then she's so rude. She got that nigga attitude.
All right.
Yeah, that's why people tired of black folks.
Yep.
People see.
Bow. So let me go ahead and start it right
out.
here. So as you guys can see here, this ghetto temptress is she's having a bad day. You know, she went viral on TikTok, jibber jabbering, running her lips. And let me tell you, she ran her lips until the CPS and cops came and took away her child. This is what they call being a bad mom. Brother, what do you think about this? This woman here has this child in this location here. The room is, let me tell you, it's unkempt. It's dirty. You can look at the floor. It has spots all over the floor. It has nothing in the room for the child. I want folks to understand nothing in the room for this child at all. Nothing. You can see it's bare. No food at all. Nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing at all. What do you think about this? Is it right for the CPS and those folks to take the children, or are they just putting undue stress on this mother?
No, this woman don't need the kids. This woman is a representation, lace front, hair all nice, makeup, lips, but she can't take care of her child. She sitting up here, she can do up here, and she can try to look all cute and beautiful up here, but she can't take care of her child. And like I was saying earlier, Jermain, you get so many, these black girls love to yell, black women are the most educated. No, you the most enrolled. This is a reflection. And if it's truth be told, yeah, you got more degrees than black men, but that's not hard to do. But this woman got her child in this type of mess. She think, somebody, of course, she's the victim. If you look at the cop, the man from CPS just standing there looking as she get her power, her black woman speech. And you know what? We need to go back to the 1980s where they would have told her, shut up, take the child, and slammed her on her chest. See, this George Floyd thing has made situations worse. White people were always a little gun shy, but some of them won't. Now they stand there and let black people just excrement their ignorance.
Why would you want to
stand there like they got to take it, let you get it out? No, that child is in danger. That child in 10 years will be getting arrested by those two officers. And that's what's going on. But before I go any further, Jermain, I want to thank Miss Yvette Roman. Miss Yvette Roman, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page.
Absolutely.
Through PayPal. My auntie, my beautiful auntie, Miss Yvette Spellman, thank you.
Absolutely. Shout out to you. Absolutely.
So, like I said, we need to get things back the way it is. People are sick and tired of the black community. They're sick of us.
They
People
are.
Will say, yes.
They absolutely are, and I understand the frustration. I want to go ahead and play just a little bit towards the end of this viral video here, and I want you guys to see her mannerisms. I want you to see her behavior and how she's behaving. Even though it's a stressful time, you can kind of understand the reason why she's in the mess she's in. I want you guys to just take a look at this here real quick.
Y'all trying to kidnap a bitch kid. Talk about, do I got anything to give you? No, bitch. Nothing but a hex.
I don't know what the fuck to do. My feelings so fucking hurt. I've been a good person to myself. I've been taking care of myself and my baby, but like, no. My fucking baby. I caught the Christ line. They won't even give me a fucking ride, bro. It's like they want me to submit to their fucking system. Submit to their fucking system. I should have just stayed struggling with my baby. I shouldn't have asked for help. I shouldn't have asked for help.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Bro, I got my fucking baby. I wanted to take care of my baby. I wanted to be able.
Bow. And let me stop it right there. So you kind of understand what she is going through, and you kind of understand the reason why she doesn't have the child. You know what I'm saying? She's not making good decisions in her life. She has a problem with emotional management, it looks like. And also, you know, just having a good attitude. She doesn't have that. Having a child stay in those type of conditions and think that's okay, you know, there's something there. And this has been going on a lot in the black community and a lot of other communities as well. I want folks to understand that. This baby mama epidemic that I've been talking about for a very long time. Everybody and their mama's mama got a baby. Mama! I don't make this stuff up. I don't. And it's incumbent on folks to understand what it does to the child. I want to know the crazy guy that went and slept with this woman and got a baby with her. I know that she didn't exhibit this craziness just now. She been crazy. So it's incumbent on a lot of guys to take a look at who you're laying down with. And it's incumbent on a lot of people, especially women in this day and age, because I see the mental health being a big issue. Insecurity, mental health. And that needs to be looked at. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what? That last video straight showed it, what people need to see. How do men sleep with her? Because I guess when she fixed herself up, she looked good enough to sleep with. She looked good enough to screw, but not good enough to marry. She looked good enough to screw, but not good enough to wear protection so she won't get pregnant until you're able to have a family with her. She's good enough to screw, but she ain't good enough to be a wife. She good enough to screw, she ain't good enough to be a man's wife. I'm so sick and tired of this. Is a representation of black women. Yep. I don't want to hear them sit here and say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Absolutely is. Not all is too many to say not all. Let me say this. It's too many that act like this for folk to be saying not all. It is. It's the majority. Yep. They are making being pregnant, single mothers, the normal.
And it's just so it's so crazy to me. It is. You can clearly see that these women can make themselves look very beautiful. Very beautiful. But they don't aim to be a wife. They aim to be just that one-time girlfriend, that wang bang, thank you, ma'am type of woman. I mean, what happened to women aiming to become a wife? I mean, that used to be the aim back in the day. And nowadays, that's not the aim for them at all. Being a wife, they think of it as slavery. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to do that at all. And I guess this is the alternative. And if this is the alternative that they have chosen over being a wife and being a family member, a good one, I mean, man, it's such a disappointment. Let me tell you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Okay, we're going to need your help. We definitely going to need your help, especially with this turbulent time we have here in America. We got Donald J. Trump in office, but we still have the liberal buffoons running the networks. Yeah, they're still there. So we need your help. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about a case that is taking over America. Oh, yeah. It certainly is. Everybody and their mama is talking about this case. You just can't get around it. You go to the supermarket, they're talking about it. You go into the funeral, they're talking about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you go and get your car washed up at Mr. Car Wash. Guess what? They talking about it over there. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to go get a hysterectomy. Let me tell you, the doctor's talking about it too. Yeah, they that wild. Let me tell you. They talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Shiloh Hendricks out of Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, as you guys know, I live in it could be called the liberal capital. It's one of the liberal capitals, let me tell you, here in Minnesota. Minnesota, we got some liberal, crazy folks, and we got some very, very good folks who are on the other side. And let me tell you something, it's starting to turn out a little bit, a little bit ugly in a few places, let me tell you. And it all boils down to the way people see the world, all right? We have people of color who've been brainwashed, in my personal opinion, all right? They've been brainwashed to think that everything that is light ain't right. And they will do whatever it takes to try to prove that narrative. And we got other folks who are very good folks who just want to get along. And it seems like nowadays, it's getting harder and harder to get along. Shiloh Hendricks, ladies and gentlemen, she was at a playground, and there was a guy there filming. Apparently, a child there, a young black child, took something from her child, and basically a racial slur that was said by her ensued. And when that happened, it was captured on video, all right, by a guy that people are questioning his legal status. You get what I'm saying? So I want to go ahead and run this video, and when it come back, I want to speak about it, because this encompasses a lot of what's going on right now. And there's a lot of moving parts to this here. That's why it's so enticing and engaging. You get what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and run it. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Let's get it rocking. Here we go.
You call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a okay, why don't you have the boss? You call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
Keep that up.
She was gonna deny it and walk away. When there was a video and she saw that I was recording, she doubled down and even tripled down now.
One of them Somalis.
Yup, he's one of them Somalis. Bow and campaign has raised over $500,000. Bow. So I'm gonna stop it right there, brother. Keep that up. Ladies and gentlemen, so you guys seen what was going on there? The guy who filmed, his name is Mohammed Hussein Omar. Shout out. And Sharmaik Belay Omar, right and left. Shout out to Mind of Jamal for getting this for us here. It says 2 Rochester men will appear in court May 5th on joint charges of 3rd and 5th degree criminal sexual assault after being accused of raping a 16-year-old after offering her a place to stay. I want you guys to know these are the people who went and filmed this, right? And it says Mohammed Omar, 42, and Sharmaik, 30, may receive a joint trial for the identical charges: 3rd-degree criminal sexual conduct, penetration of a person under 18-year-old, uses coercion; 5th-degree criminal sexual conduct, non-consensual penetration, dating back to January 2022. So there you go. There you go. That's the person who filmed it.
Yep.
Ain't that wild? And they're always named Mohammed or Mahmoud, however you want to say it. Brother, we got a lot of moving parts. Let's stay with the first one right now.
Okay.
Just first hearing about it, what do you think about it?
White people are now showing they are tired of the black community. They are tired of the double standards. They are tired of the violence and being victimized by the black community. This little boy was going through her purse, her diaper bag, taking stuff out. No child 5 years old
should be doing that,
who is raised
well
by 2 parents, or I'm gonna go a child that has home training and that's not gonna be a future thief. Don't do that. Perfect example. You got kids, Jermain. I got kids, Jermain. When my daughters were young, you know what? They knew Baba. They knew where the Baba was. But the first time they put their hands in the bag to go take a Baba, pop their hands. Did I tell you to get that? No, leave it alone. And so the child sat down, and my daughters knew at 1 not to go in the bag till daddy tell you. 1, where's that child parents at? Well, the child parent, a 5-year-old. Now, here's the thing. Yes, an 11 and 12-year-old you let go to the park by themselves. Yes, not a 5-year-old. So where was the child parent? You know that video you played earlier about the woman laying in a motel? Well, where's his parents at? Where's his parents at? Why did they allow this child to sit there and go to the park by their self.
Yep.
Then the child is rummaging through somebody's purse, showing the child gonna be a future thief. The child don't respect nobody's property. The child don't respect authority. So what you think you producing in autism, how's somebody gonna know that child autistic? And people got a habit of lying. So if the child was autistic, where was the parents? Where was the caretaker of the child?
I was literally about to
If
say
you
that.
have an autistic child, you don't sit there and let an autistic child go out without a guardian because the child is autistic.
Yep. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. You know, my first thing was, where is the gosh darn parents for this child? Why is the child doing this? And then I'm thinking to myself, Jamal, you know, I have children. I've had children. A child that old, 5, they know right from wrong in a sense.
Yes.
They do. And if that child has been raised correctly, that's why I always say correctly, because even if the person has been raised in a one-parent home, they still can be raised correctly in a sense. But this child, I don't believe was raised correctly. I don't believe so, because the child felt so comfortable doing stuff like this. You get what I'm saying? Usually when a child's that young, they're not comfortable going around strangers or touching stranger stuff and things of that nature. They just are not, ladies and gentlemen. They're just not. You know, a lot of children, they become shy right away. You get what I'm saying? And that shyness apparently was not there. And let me go ahead and, before I run my mouth too much here, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the beautiful Kel Bella 823. It says Double J action is Dino. Absolutely, shout out to you. Let me go ahead and absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. But, you know, that's what I'm thinking here. You know, a child is not raised correctly. There's something going on with the child. And then on top of that, you know, white folks, let me tell you something. I know that you guys are frustrated. You're tired. There's something called black fatigue. Somebody sent that to me. All right. And I read it, and I said, black fatigue, gosh darn it, I got black fatigue too. You white folks think you're you know, tired of hearing about Negroes, this and them crying up all day and walking on eggshells and scared to say things that are normal around black folks because they may take it a certain way and for fear of being called racist. Yeah, I know you're tired of that, right? I'm tired of dealing with black, how can I say, emotionally sensitive blacks as well. You know, you think you're tired. I'm tired as well. You know, they call me coon and Sambo more than they call you cracker and honky. Let me tell you.
Yep.
Yeah, you white folks out there, you think I'm playing. You better stop. Think I'm playing. You think that black folks are calling you a cracker and honky a lot? They call me coon and Sambo all day long.
Oh, that's my name, it's so called.
Shoot. So I'm tired as well. I understand. That's why I'm very honest when I speak on here, right? That's why black folks get mad. He's not supposed to be saying stuff like that. I can't believe he's saying stuff like that. I'm saying things that most black folks wish they could say around ignorant niggas. They wish. But if they do, their whole life crumble. Now, brother, I want to go ahead and run another video tied to this here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a lot of moving parts here, and let me tell you something. It's gonna make a lot of folks mad. A lot of moving parts. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. Shiloh Hendricks raises $500,000 after hurling a racial slur. I was about to say racial slur. I want to go ahead and run this one and come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you share.
Please like, share, and yes, donate super chat.
You spend any time
You
on
got
X, you're
Rumble.
probably aware of
Hit
a woman
that
named
super chat.
Shiloh Hendricks. In case you aren't, Hendricks has gone viral for allegedly calling a child a racist slur at a playground. The child is black, she's white.
On top of that, she has raised now $500,000 on Give, Send, Go. A local chapter of the NAACP, a human rights group, started a fundraiser of their own for the child victim and his family. They've raised $320,000 so far.
There's another similar situation tied into this. In April, a black teenager named Carmelo Anthony was charged with first-degree murder for allegedly stabbing a white 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet. Anthony has also raised over $515,000, which sparked outrage among the right.
The Daily Wire's Matt Walsh seems to be at the center of the discourse now over a recent video he released. Here's what he had to say.
Every race can and should defend and root for their own, but white people, and white people only, should not be conscious of their race at all. None of it is fair or morally coherent. And the Carmelo Anthony case, where a black teen raked in $500,000 as a reward for stabbing a white kid to death, was, for a lot of people, the final straw.
Political analyst Rob Smith,
Wow.
X, black racist crowdfunded for Carmelo Anthony, white racist.
Shout out to Rob Smith. I know Rob Smith. Brother, what do you think about this here? So we got Shiloh Hendricks. She raises over $500,000. A lot of people are comparing this to the Carmelo Anthony case. All right. They're saying that the black racists and the black race hustlers that are out there, they are throwing money to Carmelo Anthony to piss off white folks. They apparently love it that Carmelo Anthony, killed that white boy. This is what they're saying. And now they're saying that, well, the white racists are throwing money at Shiloh Hendricks to piss off black folks because Shiloh Hendricks, said the racial slur, and apparently it made black folks angry and upset, and that in itself is the reason why people are sending money towards her. What do you think about that notion?
People are sick and tired of the double standards, Jermain. And this is nothing that, a lot of people, when you read the comment section on our side, want to stand on this moral ground. We cannot allow this woman to have this money. It's wrong. It's wrong. You have had nothing but 20 years to keep saying, black folk, this is wrong, and it keeps getting worse. You had a man that was threatening people on a train. Daniel Penny, remember him and Jordan Neely? A black man helped hold Jordan Neely down. They didn't even mention the black guy. And the other guy was Hispanic. They arrest the white guy, Daniel Penny. Black people talk about, why didn't he mind his business? Why didn't he mind his business? Why aren't you mentioning the black dude that helped? We have seen people like some of you in the comment section who just want to stop talking about race.
Yep.
When can we stop talking about it? Can we stop talking about it? No, we can't stop talking about it. Why? Because you want to ignore it. We all people. Let's hold hands. We are the world. We are the people. We are the ones who make our right day. That's fantasy land. The people who created the song "We Are the World" didn't like each other. Michael, you see how Michael Jackson looked at Cyndi Lauper and Bruce Springsteen? He couldn't stand them. He ruined the song.
Yep.
So, and people just don't want to admit, yes, they raise this money. And now black folk want to raise the money. If one can do it, the other one can do it. And until black folks stop doing stuff like that, crowdfunding for the little hooligans and the thugs and the ones doing wrong, white folk gonna stop it. But it's too late. This is what me and you been talking about, Jermain. White folk gonna get tired. Absolutely. And they gonna say the only way to stop it is to do it back.
Absolutely. And you know, and that's the main reason why, you know, I wouldn't get upset and mad about this here. I wouldn't. It's a long time coming. Let me tell you, it's a long time coming. The NAACP put out a fundraiser. Jamal, did you know this?
I'm not surprised. They always try to get some money.
NAACP branch here. Actually, we have 3 of them, 3 branches here in Minnesota. All right, we got a lot of Negroes in Minnesota. Let me tell you.
How did niggas end up in Minnesota?
Yeah, they come from Chi-Town, Chicago. So
the
we
train
got a lot of GDs out here. Yep, at Chi-Town. A lot from Indiana as well. And then a lot of Milwaukee Negroes, let me tell you. And then also we got them from across seas as well. So a lot from Africa, because there's a relocation program here in Minnesota for them. So we got a lot of Somalians and people from Nigeria. Yeah, so Minnesota is how can I say, a very multicultural state. It is very multicultural because of that. So, but yeah, NAACP put out their own fundraiser, and they just closed it at $340,000. $340,000, ladies and gentlemen. NAACP wants to give that money to the parents of that black boy because they said that the injustice is not right. And I say that's absolutely crazy. You know, it's about time that white people say nigga. Let me tell you. Right? I know white folks sit there, all the songs on TV and on the radio, they're all saying nigga too, right? And you're singing along, and when the end part comes, right? You start. Everybody loves it, right? You got to keep your mouth quiet, and then you start singing again. Stop doing that. Yeah, you might as well go ahead and say nigga. Yep, let it roll off. Because let me tell you something. You go and speak to most black folks, they're not thinking about how to not be racist towards ya. They're not thinking about watching what they say towards ya. It's only one way, right? And I want black folks to understand that's how it is. It's only one way. Brother, what are black folks, is a very simple question. What are black folks, tiptoeing around white folks when speaking about? What do they tiptoe around? Are they walking on eggshells, blacks? What are they doing, brother?
Nothing. And let me say this, Jermain. When you played that first video about the woman, who was getting her children taken. Look at the white people in that video, head down, looking away, not making contact with the angry gorilla, because they didn't want the gorilla to attack, because if you make eye contact with a gorilla, it will become violent and attack. It may throw feces at you. So when you sit here and you see this, people are tired. They've tried. You know what? I think when they said in 2024, you see a lot of Gen Zers, white males going back being conservative. I think when white men start seeing white women leaving them to be woke, then if you date one of them, they try to ruin and lie. I think young white men have realized they have to take their community back and save their community, and they're not playing, and they're going to do it. That's why so many make podcasts. That's why so many like this young girl, even some young girls are the same thing. And which we'll continue to go with some of the videos we got shown what she said to Piers Morgan to shut him up. People are tired. People are seriously tired. The black community has worn out our welcome.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's about time. Negroes got to come back to reality. You get what I'm saying? I want white folks to understand, Negroes been living in a bubble. Yeah, where you can't say the truth around them, right? You must say everything they do is great and magical, right? Yeah. They don't do much things that are magical, but the things that they do that are good, let me tell you, they do accentuate in it. So I want folks to just be honest. We just need an honest dialogue. And once we have an honest dialogue between the two races where you can be honest and say, hey, most black folks, black Americans in this country, they're not having a good family upbringing because, most of them don't value it. I heard a lot of white people say this. Right? But they get shouted down. And you know why? Because black folks don't want to hear it. They don't want the truth. They want to say it's racism, and they don't want to deal with what's in the backyard. And now, the chickens have come home to roost. Now, I want to go ahead here and show you guys this viral debate. All right? It was on Piers Morgan Uncensored. All right. It had a lot of notable folks on there. I believe it had Myron Gaines. It had Mark Lamont Hill, Piers Morgan. I forgot what that white woman's name is. There was a white woman on there.
I think I got her name.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. She set it off. Let me tell you. She absolutely did. I want to go ahead and show you guys some clips of it. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Jamal as well. Jamal did his due diligence and did some good digging and searching and researching for the show. So, make sure you guys give a tip and a nod to Jamal. All right? Mind to Jamal. I want to go ahead and run the first clip here. And when it comes back, we shall speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share.
Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony Thompson. The last thing Mark Lamont Hill expected when he agreed to be a guest on Piers Morgan Uncensored was for white panelists to be encouraged to say the N-word while Hill, a black man, was present. During a recent episode of the broadcast, conversations around Shiloh Hendricks and Carmelo Anthony would lead to Hill going off on Morgan for inviting panelist Lily Gaddis to say the N-word after admitted to using the slur, stating she wants to live in a country with true free speech. Morgan provoking Gaddis to say the N-word would cause Hill to snap at Morgan, accusing him of using the slur to boost ratings.
And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly. And you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say
free,
it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on,
free
say.
speech.
Go on. Say the M word. Go on.
No.
Don't invite.
No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only one here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, "Please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish." It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
After seeing the clip, one user on social media would react by writing,
"Wow, so
my dog, Mark Lamont Hill."
So this is the first one up here, Jamal, and Jamal, keep that up. I want to go ahead and show folks what you got up here. Bow. Sick moment. Woman smirks and giggles in court as she's charged with butchering a 3-year-old boy outside an Ohio supermarket. And that's what you get a lot of the time. You get that smirk. And it's because, ladies and gentlemen, of the culture and what's being pushed. Jamal, what do you think about how this brother went off? We got some more clips to add, but we're going to start with this one here first. Mark Lamont Hill is going off. He's telling Piers Morgan, hey, don't invite her to use the N-word. You wouldn't invite somebody to do it if there was a Jew on here and all sorts of other stuff. He was going crazy like a dog, who was missing a meal. What you think?
Every time black folk get into something, we always got to drag somebody else into it. Oh, you will say that to a Jew, you will blah, 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 blah. But you know what? If you say something like that to a Jewish person, they don't lose. They don't sit there and go crazy like that on the air. I mean, you say something, okay, but dude went absolutely bonkers. Like he was going to start throwing feces. Now, Mark Lamont Hill is known to be one of the biggest race baiting racists you can get because he is a racist and a race bait. If you did not know
100%,
who Mark Lamont Hill
100%.
is. Mark Lamont Hill sitting up there doing all that. Well, when the last time you gonna sit there and go to where the rappers at and tell them stop using the word nigga? When you gonna tell them stop using it? See, here's the thing. When people accepted that this is a word that only black people can say, and then looked at white people and said, you can't have a word, and white people accepted it, it became a problem. These people are destroying the nation because this is what they want to do, because they can't get ahead because people won't accept the immorality and degeneracy that goes along with our community.
Yep. You're absolutely correct. When you look at what's going on here, you see somebody who's emotionally out of control. And I want white Americans to understand black folks are emotionally out of control, most of them, all right? Over 50%, so I say most. Because most of them are raised by their mama. They have their mamas. Hold on. Identity. They have her thought process. They have her mind frame. I want people to understand that. The guys do. As long as, with the women. And when stuff like this happens, it shows. It absolutely does show. There's people of other races, and they don't act and behave like this. Especially over a word that has been pushed and monetized, right? There's rappers who get monetized for using the N-words, for saying nigga 20, 30, 40, 50 times. I want folks to understand that. The N-word has taken a new life. It has a new term. There's Asians that say the N-word. How come they get a pass? I want black folks to step up and use common sense, right? You let Asians use the N-word. I see Mexicans, Hispanics using the N-word.
Yep.
How come you're not going up to Pedro and them and saying, hey, Pedro, stop using the N-word? I bet you Pedro knocked some sense into ya. I've seen Native Americans use the N-word.
Yep.
Blacks do nothing. Blacks will even let their white girlfriends use the N-word. I've seen it.
Yes.
But yet, somebody that is out in the public uses it. You get your panties up in a bunch. Get out of here. You're You're cuckoo. You're nuts. You're crazy. Pick a lane. And they can't pick one. I want to go ahead and run another clip here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want you guys to take a look at this one.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
Yeah, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I do, quite frankly.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
If you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different
But just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Sir.
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word? When would it be appropriate?
Come on.
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care. Why are we not talking about Shiloh Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist, and you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch. And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
Bow. So there you go. Here's another one, brother. So the woman claims that she uses the N-word all the time. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of white folks who would agree with her. They use the N-word all the time as well. They just, in this crazy America, and how crazy black folks are, they make sure not to say it around black folks. They call other white folks niggas too. I've seen it.
Yep.
When I've been in college, white guys used to call their other white friends niggas all the time. Hey, nigga, come over here. So
we made the words
there's an issue here, and it comes down to freedom of speech, brother. Freedom of speech. And this is what she says. It's freedom of speech. A lot of people are supporting her because of the freedom of speech. They're tired. They want to be able to say it. And what she's saying also is that, you know, they're trying to take away Shiloh Hendricks' child and try to bring charges on her, put her in jail for saying the N-word. Ain't that crazy? What do you think?
I think, like I said, she said basically, I say it, and I'm not backing down from it. You know, for too long, black folk have gotten away with using violence when people use the word utter mental breakdown and destruction, and the word need to be done away with as a word, because like I said, everybody says it. Look at Fat Joe. Look at Big Pun.
Yep, Fat Joe and Big Pun used to use it.
The Puerto Ricans say it all the time. Look at the movie oh God, I'm looking at it starring Omar Epps, Tupac Shakur, Special Ed, Juice. When Raw Man caught Tupac, was like, yo, nigga. And he was up in his face like that. And you could tell he was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he was Puerto Rican too.
Accepted it. Black folks say, Puerto Ricans, they just like us. That's why you don't marry their most beautiful girls. If you do marry and date one of them, it's gonna be one that already got a kid that they don't want no more, or they done used up and threw away. See, the problem is we don't have any grounds to stand on with the N-word. We took that word from them and made it mean something good. No other race does that. None. No other race. You don't see the Jewish people say, we're going to call ourselves. You don't hear the Asians saying, we're going to say spaceman. You don't see that. But only black folk do. And put it in songs.
Yeah, absolutely correct. You know, Pierce Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, was acting like a beta. He is a beta. You can't get around it. You know, he's calling this white girl a racist because she uses the word. Pierce Morgan, probably after the show, was probably saying, man, that nigga is crazy. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Pierce Morgan hopped off that show and he said like this, ladies and gentlemen, man, Mark Lamont, that nigga crazy. That nigga crazy. How much you want to bet?
The nigga gonna kill us.
He over here sitting around calling her racist, knowing that he probably calling Mark Lamont a nigga as soon as he hopped out. Ladies and gentlemen, he's playing the game. He's playing the virtue signaling game. I want people to understand that. Right? He said, well, I can call you a racist and this and that. He know he had to say all that so he can keep his job.
Yep.
He got to act like his nuts is gone and he got no sense. And then you see Mark Lamont Hills, you're like, finally, somebody is pointing out the racist words, and is so bad. That's Mark Lamont Hill. I'm telling ya, if there was, if you could get hung for using the N-word, blacks will be all for it.
Yep.
It's crazy to me. Now, there's another clip here I want you guys to see. Oh, yeah, there's another one. I want you guys to take a look at this one. Make sure you guys share. Here we go.
I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. Basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch basically victim of it. So please, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. One Uncle Tom, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. One Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there.
So, brother, let me tell you something. There was a whole bunch of black folks who were absolutely mad at that clip because of the monkey sounds that was being coming through the speakers there. Boy, when I heard that, boy, I was on the floor rolling. Let me tell ya. What do you think about that? That clip wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you gotta act like a champ. You know what I'm saying?
Myron,
what you think?
Myron straight roasted him. Myron was funny. I'm not gonna stop. Myron is funny. That was absolutely funny.
Oh,
Myron was absolutely funny. I'm sorry. That was absolutely funny.
It was
what people don't know, when you see him holding up the gun and fires it, it says nigga there. He did it. The gun he's taking and firing says nigga when it came out the thing.
Yeah.
People are seeing how black folk react over word. You know, people say, well, that word has historical meaning and tears people down. No word tears you down unless you allow it. Perfect example. You see gay people now, you know, you had a few of them that was joking around saying, saying the F word. I don't want to get your channel strike. That's why I won't say it. We was on Rumble, I would say it, but you on other platforms, so you know what I'm saying, Jermain? I won't say it. But they say the F word to describe homosexuals. Homosexuals were saying that to each other because you saw videos about them saying that, hey, and the gay community got on that and stopped it. But not the black community. Nigga, 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 nigga. My nigga. Nigga, 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 nigga.
Make it up.
And people like, if you hate it, why you use it? That was a Boondocks episode. If you hate it, why do you use it? Yeah. Other people doing research. If you hate it, why do you use it?
Yeah, wrapping up here. I believe that this case here will push a lot of folks to start standing up for themselves. I believe that a lot of people been put in positions they don't want to be in for fear of being called racist. You get what I'm saying? And I think that, Shiloh is more of a symbol than anything. She is. She's a symbol of free speech in a world where you have to walk on eggshells to appease minorities. I think that, white folks are tired. They're tired. And I want white Americans to understand something. If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't believe most black folks would sit there and care much. They wouldn't be sitting there, talking, around in circles, trying not to be called racist. They're just not going to do that. And I think that in this new world with Donald Trump running it, I think that, white guilt need to be something of the past. I think so, because it has led to bad policy making, right? A lot of white Americans have been put in positions to make bad policy for fear of being called racist. Yeah, especially a lot of the language in a lot of policies as well. So I think that, this will turn a new corner, hopefully for the better. Last words on this as we move on, sir.
You know what, Jermaine? I don't know if you've seen this because I'm trying to find it so I can show you. They got a statue of a 10-foot black woman in the middle of Times Square, and she looked like heart disease and diabetes.
It's just some black woman. I don't even know who it is.
If you look at the statue, that is not a statue that black folk should be like, yeah, y'all white folk mad. That black woman statue. This is the statue of diabetes and heart disease. She looked like her diabetes at 350. That statue. I'm like, who took this picture? Why did you feel that we need this picture?
Yeah, let me go ahead and show. I got the picture right here. I'm about to show you guys here. You could tell the statue ain't missing any meals. I could tell you that.
Not one meal.
Not one meal is being missed by it. Let me go ahead and show you guys this statue and how it looks like.
Humiliating.
Transitioning. There is the statue. You see? they couldn't even make the statue of a good-looking black woman. They picked how black women, basically how most black women are nowadays. A lot of black women are overweight, and they weigh more than their male companion, which is kind of crazy to me. Back in the day, males used to weigh more than women, and that was naturally just by design and nature. And now it seems to be because of the high cholesterol food and the how can I say the birth control I've heard, and some other things. This type of size seems to be apparent. I believe they could have at least picked a better woman to put up here. And this is on the side of two white men. Okay, the statue is supposed to be in contrast to two white men. Now, Jamal, I have a analytical brain. My brain, I overthink a lot of things. That's one of my how can I say my faults. I overthink a lot of things. And when I look at this statue here, I see in a sense shame. I don't the white men, and I should show the two white men. The white men look better than this black woman. The two white men I heard are from World War II. You know what I'm saying? There's actually some meaning and some purpose behind it. And then they just throw on some just crazy looking black woman. You got the I don't know why they would do that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. Oh, getting off topic, brother.
You talking about Jermain? I just got to say this one thing. Okay, first of all, Miss Cynthia Shayner, thank you for the blessing to the page. Thank you for blessing the page. Excuse me, PayPal. And being out on Jermain's show tonight, and Jermain is the producer, I don't want him to get a strike against him. So instead of me playing the song I normally play, I'm just gonna play this one. So I thank you for the blessing to the page, and I'll make up for it tomorrow. But Here you go, Miss Cynthia Shaner.
Absolutely.
See, Jermaine, it's usually a strong guy plays this thing, and I'm fighting with them that you copy, not a copyright strike, but what they'll say is you can't monetize the page or something like that. And I don't want you to lose your monetization on this tonight. But Jermaine, how much longer will Black people be humiliated for white liberals to sit there and paint themselves over, pat themselves on the back? How long is Black people gonna continue to do it? You look at that statue is a disgrace. She's overweight, she fat, and nobody will touch that. And she said she looks empowering. She looks disgusting. And the Black community ain't sitting up there saying, take that crap down.
I'm telling you.
That's humiliating.
It is.
And Black women ought to be humiliated.
The fact that let's go ahead and move on. I don't want to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure you share. And if you can, donate something. Help us out, ladies and gentlemen. Help us out.
Yes,
Next one
please like, share, donate.
Absolutely. I want to speak to you guys about an image that has taken the world by storm. And that has really caused an outrage in liberal America. An AI image of Donald Trump that was put out. Oh, yeah. Pope Trump. Absolutely. That has caused a firestorm, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to go ahead and discuss it. Let me go ahead and run this clip. When it comes back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Here we go.
There's uproar today over this image of President Trump dressed as the next pope.
Him tweeting out an AI-created image of him posing as the Pope is disrespectful, it is frankly disgusting, and it is outrageous.
But the president is brushing off the controversy.
Does it at all diminish the substance of the official White House account to have it go out on that particular channel?
Give me a break. It was just somebody did it in fun. It's fine. Have to have a little fun, don't you?
New York's Cardinal Timothy Dolan is in Rome for the upcoming conclave.
The president appearing as the Pope, yeah. I hope he didn't have anything to do with that.
Are you offended by that?
Well, it wasn't good.
Cardinal Dolan was mobbed by crowds after saying Mass and took this baby in his arms. What about your chances of being the Pope, Cardinal Dolan? Your chance.
Good question. Didn't I warn you what would happen after they legalized marijuana?
2 other Americans are considered remote possibilities: Cardinal Joseph Tobin of New Jersey and Cardinal Robert Prevost of Chicago. But Vatican expert David Gibson tells me that shocking Trump image damages all their chances.
They looking at they say if they choose this black
really
Pope,
doesn't help the Americans' credibility with all of their peers inside the College of Cardinals.
Cardinals out and about in Rome, especially those thought to be front runners, are being treated like rock stars.
Once the conclave starts, the Cardinals won't be able to go out for their favorite meal, so that's why today they're coming to this street, and we found their favorite spot. This is a spaghetti alla carbonara. It's the signature dish for Cardinals for one last meal before the conclave. Let's give it a try. As they say in Italian, delicioso. I can see why they keep coming.
Wow. There you go. So, brother, man, oh man, people are offended. The Cardinal there, he looked like he was offended. He looked like he was about to call Jesus. You get what I'm saying? He was like, man, don't let me call Jesus on you. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about it? Do you think it's offensive for him to have an AI thing? I mean, it's not like he was trying to officialize it or anything like that. I mean,
No,
my goodness gracious, what do you think?
You know what, Jermaine? This just simply goes to show Donald Trump has not lost his sense of humor. Now, Cardinal said, in the interview, he's like, he's not going to rebuke or anything like that. He just said because he knew Donald Trump didn't do anything, so he didn't like it, but oh well. But you know what, Jermaine? It was for fun. It's laughing. People, I can't believe you did that, Donald Trump. Yes, you can. Oh my God, what is he gonna do next? That's Trump. The next 4 years is gonna be a ride of fun, prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that picture. If you're a leftist looking out, you gonna say something wrong with the picture, but you support gay marriage. You say you don't support the picture, you support killing children. You support taking the Bible out of school, but you said, I'm trying to think of that word. And that's what they did. I literally forgot that word, Jermaine. But the people are tired. They how do I put it? The Pope pictures just shows the media will create anything to try to bring President Trump poll numbers down, so Republicans can try to abandon him.
Absolutely. And I was gonna hint on that. The AI Pope picture is really a representation of just the hatred they have for Donald Trump. A simple photo like this, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this photo is not an official Catholic photo. I mean, it's just something fun. Kids do it all the time.
Fun.
And he's getting berated for something like that. I think that's crazy. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And it goes to Jamal's point. It shows you that they'll use anything they can to put down Donald Trump. You just can't make it up. You can't at all. I'm not offended by the picture at all. But, I'm not a Catholic, but even if I was a Catholic, I wouldn't be offended. I'm using common sense. I am. And it seems as if the media, they don't look for anybody that has common sense. They don't. I mean, I would think that, a cardinal, a person of all persons would have common sense. And the sucker don't have common sense. So, it blows my mind. It certainly does. And somebody else who blows my mind, and probably a lot of other people's minds, is a woman by the name of Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, God. Get a hood rat.
Ratchet Crockett, let me tell ya. At least she got her own natural hair hat. You get what I'm saying? I haven't seen her throw on the nasty, God forbidden hair hats. So I give her credit on that. I want to go ahead and run this video of what she's talking about. And she's trying to, ladies and gentlemen, roast Trump for the picture. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she's trying to get in the spotlight. Anything she can do to get in the spotlight, she's going to do it. Yes, she is. If I ever get into office, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put a bill up. The bill would be to block any black liberal women from Congress. Yeah, I see a black liberal hair-hatted woman. She is gosh darn arrested. Let me tell you. Let me run this when I come back. We're going to speak about it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
bring receipts. I know she has a trunk full of them.
Thank you so much to my amazing colleague from the great state of California. Mr. Speaker, I rise today with a simple but clear message. First of all, I just got to clear up a few things. Instead of the president cosplaying as the next pope, he may want to try to cosplay as an actual president of these United States. That means that he may have to do a little bit of research and decide that he wants to understand that he swore an oath. And this oath was to protect and defend the Constitution. That is the oath that he was supposedly taking on January 20th, as well as we may want the president to look into what the Declaration of Independence was about. We may want him to understand that there was a foundational document as it relates to self-determination of those who had recently gained their independence from Great Britain. I would hope that he would maybe spend a few of these days in this first 100 days, and it is sad to say that it's his second term, that he doesn't understand that the Declaration of Independence is about this idea that we are entitled to the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that's all of us that are here. But let's go through some of the things that he did manage to do and some of the havoc that he has managed to wreak. In the first 100 days of Trump administration, we have had to, unfortunately, endure a lot of pain. This administration clearly is not ready to lead. They are only here to tear down. In just 100 days, we've witnessed an administration hell-bent on dismantling the very systems designed to protect the most vulnerable amongst us. And for Black Americans, those of us who have always carried the weight of a broken system and bad policies, the danger is real, it's tangible, and it is urgent. Let me be clear, the last 100 days have not been an accident or a fluke. He has done exactly what he said he was going to do. He gave us the blueprint in Project 2025. Some tried to warn us of the dangers, and well, here we are. Let's talk about education. Within weeks of taking office, the Department of Education quietly rescinded guidance encouraging schools to teach honest, inclusive Black history. Instead, they're attempting to whitewash history and have begun promoting so-called patriotic education, a sanitized version of history that skips over slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and systemic racism. He signed an executive order reinstating, quote, common sense discipline practices in school, rolling back previous administrations' attempts to address racial disparities in school discipline practices. Make no mistake, these decisions have a direct impact on Black children, children who deserve a fair shot to learn in safe and supportive environments.
Bow.
Let's
and
talk
I'm going to
about
stop
housing.
it right here. So, my gosh, my ears are bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. They're certainly bleeding. Brother, Ratchet Crockett is on here, I think she does got a hair hat on, ladies. Yeah, I took a look at that hair. Yeah, absolutely. You know a brother love hair, let me tell you, even though I ain't got none. But I do pay attention to hair. And let me tell you something. I believe that's a hair hat. The ladies will let me know. Ladies, you think that's a hair hat? I'm looking at it. It looked like a hair hat to me. But besides the hair hat in the Venus eye trap eyelashes, right? Besides that, she is running her lips and trying to present the president as being racist. She's trying to make fun of him because of the AI photo of him being the Pope. She's playing the liberal card, and she's playing it very well. What do you think about what she's doing and what she's saying here, sir?
Well, here's the thing. Are we not surprised? Are we not surprised? It's always going to be somebody who's trying to get over. And Jasmine Crockett is a racist. That ain't her head. That's a lace front. That's a lace front.
I knew
that
it.
ain't her hair.
Yeah,
that ain't
that's
her
a hair. Yep, it is.
That ain't her hair. That's a lace front.
Yeah, Joyce says it. Yes, it is, and it's a bad one. Yup.
That's them. She got more tracks than the daggone roundhouse.
I knew it. I was looking at that. I look like a gosh darn mop. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry about that.
But she knows she can say the most despicable and racist stuff because nobody will push back on her. Nobody will tell her sit her ghetto hind paw down. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I said this before, Jermain. Marjorie Taylor Greene comes across as one of the strongest conservative women, and she haven't called her a nappy head ghetto hood rat. Right in the middle of the session, Marjorie Taylor Greene and say, "Listen, shut up, you nappy head ghetto hood rat." What, she can't say that, Marjorie? That's what we need Marjorie Taylor Greene to do. Push Jasmine Crockett back, because what's going on? Liberal Democrat women believe they can do whatever they want to, and everybody else just have to accept it. And that's why she acts like that. She even admitted she got a job because she black.
Yep, she did. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share next one up. Next one up. I want to go ahead here. I think we got time for one more story. It looked like. And
Jermain, we got more time for more stories. I'm red bulled up.
Okay. I want to go ahead and we passed this one, but I think that we got some time to run this one, and I want to speak to you guys about it. Ohio father. All right, this one we got to speak about this. We have to. An Ohio father allegedly runs over a deputy in revenge attack after this deputy killed his son. National story. Big story, let me tell you. A lot of people are speaking about it, and we're going to speak about it tonight. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
Next tonight, authorities in Ohio say the man who allegedly rammed his car into a sheriff's deputy, killing him, did so intentionally. The suspect appearing in court today is the father of an 18-year-old killed in an officer-involved shooting on Thursday. The suspect charged with aggravated murder. Here's ABC's Christian Cordero.
Tonight, authorities say the shooting of an 18-year-old captured on police body cam is connected to the death of an Ohio deputy after that teen's father allegedly hit him with a car a day later. Prosecutors say the attack was calculated and premeditated. Cincinnati PD responding to reports of a stolen Kia at an apartment building Thursday morning. 4 suspects then fleeing police. Among them, 18-year-old Ryan Hinton. Body camera shows Hinton fall as he tries to run away. Police say they heard a metal clinking sound they believe was a gun.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right! He's got a gun!
As Hinton emerges from behind a dumpster, authorities say another officer firing 4 or 5 shots.
The officer says that he saw the suspect point the firearm at him.
Yes. Just 6 seconds passed between when police arrived and gunshots rang out. Officials say they tried administering medical aid. Hinton was struck twice and died. Investigators saying this gun was recovered from the scene allegedly found in Hinton's possession. On Friday, a day after that shooting and 2 hours after the Hinton family reviewed the body camera footage, according to the family's lawyer, a driver crashing a car into a Hamilton County deputy directing traffic near a commencement ceremony, killing him. The suspect, authorities say, is Ryan Hinton's father, Rodney Hinton Jr. Hinton's attorney calling the officer's death a horrific tragedy. At his first court appearance today, Hinton walked through a room packed with law enforcement. He's now charged with aggravated murder. With the Hamilton County Sheriff says the deputy's death was a tremendous loss. Hinton Jr. is currently being held on no bail. His bond hearing scheduled for Tuesday. Whit.
Christian Cordero, thank you.
Bow.
Next tonight, authorities in Ohio.
That's the first one. Brother, now you had something up here that you wanted to go ahead and show. Go ahead and show that to the crowd here real quick.
I can't stand this stuff. Anybody remember this little boy?
Oh yeah.
Anybody know who this little boy is?
Oh yeah. Remember, we spoke about it.
Mm-hmm. Happened during George Floyd. They wouldn't even say that young boy name. This man saw this little boy in this state I'm in, North Carolina, go up and shoot this little boy in the head for no reason. All because he was white. This man here shot and killed this child because of the George Floyd stuff. Now, to get to what you're talking about, that man's son stole a car.
Yep.
Shot at police.
Yep.
And black folk are still saying the boy did no wrong. They just out here shooting black men. Tell black men stop stealing cars. Tell black men stop stealing cars and shooting at police. But this man didn't even get the cop that did it. He got another cop.
Yep.
And he walking through the in the courtroom.
Oh yeah, we're about to show that.
Once again, same thing here. This black woman. Okay, I done closed it. That black woman sitting there smiling in the courtroom. Or what about? And I don't have it, Jermain, and you'll know what I'm talking about. These 3 black teenagers who killed an elderly white woman, sprayed her with mace, took her vehicle, dragged her for about 5 blocks, and they up in court laughing and playing.
Yep. These people are evil. Absolutely evil. Instead of that black man to take a step back and understand what happened, that his son was doing the wrong thing that led to his death, he took it as in the cops are racist. That white man is racist who went and shot my son. He didn't care what happened. It's the fact that a white man, a white police officer killed a black boy. I want people to understand that. There's black people who are applauding this black man right now. They're applauding him. They want to put money on his books. They want to make sure that he never goes hungry. I want people to understand that. What he did was evil. It was evil. Very evil. His son got what he deserved in a sense. He was out there doing the wrong thing. And when he was caught, instead of him to give up, stop running, they do what most niggas do. Run and do the most. Right? And that's what he was doing. He ended up getting shot and killed. They said that they heard clanking when he was running. One officer said that they saw a gun being raised at him.
Yep.
The reactionary gap, ladies and gentlemen, is less than 3 seconds. I want people to understand that. From raising it to firing it. Less than 3 seconds. So you have to act very quickly. Your life depends on it. And I want you Negroes to understand. If it's the officer or your life, gosh darn it, it's going to be the officer. The officer going to be home. The officer going to make sure that he going to be home most of the time. I want folks to understand that. And you're showing the woman who got carjacked and killed by them three folks.
But you need to see them in the courtroom, Jermain, laughing, poking fun. These, and you know what, Jermain? These are 3 black girls and 1 black boy. These are 3 black girls.
Now, I want to go ahead here, Jamal, and I want them to see how this black man who was accused of killing that officer, I want you guys to see how he walked past the officers when going to court. I want you guys to see this. This will let you know what it is. I want you guys to feel the tension, feel the hate. I want you guys to see this. He walks past 30 officers in the courtroom. Take a look. Look at his face and the way he's going to move. Let me play it again. Jamal, you see the way he's looking and he's twisting his mug?
And they need to take him back there and go on.
That woman looks like she's back in the 70s. Brother, what do you think? Last words on this here. You see him walking past the officers. He got his mug. Right? Meaning that he ready to kill. What do you think?
He need 5 New York police officers and a plunger. A lot of y'all don't know where that comes. What that's a reference to.
Oh yeah.
5 New York police officers and a plunger. That's what they need to do. You need 5 New York police officers and a plunger.
Oh.
And I bet you he won't walk past looking like that no more. He'll be walking. And you know what? Black people are turning him into a hero.
Yep.
I want y'all to realize this. The black community is turning him into a hero. Because how many blacks, Jermain, have you heard come out and say, this is wrong, this is evil, what he's doing is wrong and evil? How many you heard come out and say it, Jermain?
None. 0. Absolutely 0. They're not saying nothing about it. Mark Lamont Hill ain't saying nothing about it. None of these Negroes that are fixing their lips to say stuff about Shiloh Hendricks and Carmelo Anthony are saying anything about this Negro who went and killed that deputy because his son was doing the wrong thing. They're not saying nothing about it. You know, there's a theme that a lot of white people have been pointing out. They send me stuff all the time, and the theme is around, ladies and gentlemen, accountability. They're saying that blacks are always behind black criminals.
Yes.
They're always supporting black criminals. And it seems like that in a sense. You know, every time we see a lot of these cases, instead of black folks to take an objective stance, take a look at what's going on, they act like their mama, get into their feelings, and then they go with color. And that has been the issue that has been plaguing our society for the longest right now. You would think that in 2025 people would see past color and use common sense and use morality, especially when black folks claim to love Jesus and love Christ. So you get what? They love Christ so much, they jumping up and down every time they're going to church, everything else, but yet they're never supporting anything that's good. I just don't understand that. So last words on this here before we move on, sir.
Yeah, as you said, he walked past. They are making him into a hero. They're talking about how great he is. They're giving him money. So Shiloh Hendricks is going to continue to grow, continue to grow, and continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have somebody else start saying the N-word. But what you going to have next is somebody black going to try to play black bad, and somebody white going to hurt them. And white folk going to be, black people going to be talking about, so I can't believe they said that, they had to beat him like that. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and move forward. The last clip of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, make sure you do share. I want to speak to you about Trump. Trump, right now, he's doing a lot of things, let me tell you. Yeah, let me go ahead and show you that. Yeah, the day white guilt died, absolutely. It is. If you guys go to my Facebook page there, you go ahead and check it out. I have a meme that has gone viral, another one.
Yes, you do.
A lot of people are sharing it. A lot of people are commenting. I did 5,000-6,000 comments. You might see a lot of coons and sambos. Remember, white folks, I told you that, right? Remember, black folks call you cracker and honky. They call me coon, nigga, and sambo. All right? So you might see a lot of that and raccoons and stuff like that. Don't worry about that. You just go down there and you show your support. All right? But besides all that, Trump right now is catching hell like he always does from all sides. Let me tell you. And the hell he's catching right now comes from south of the border. All right? The Mexican president...
Jermain, I got to run to the bathroom.
Go ahead. The Mexican president, ladies and gentlemen, has an issue with Trump in regarding of the security at the border and dealing with the cartel. All right? Oh, yeah. Trump says that the Mexican president can't think straight. All right? Trump has offered a lot of support to take care of the issue of what's going on in Mexico, but apparently she doesn't want Trump's support, and she got some not so kind words for Trump. I want to go ahead and run this when it comes back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
All right, now to immigration and President Trump's confirmation that he did offer Mexico help in battling that country's drug cartels. Listen here.
If Mexico wanted help with the cartels, we would be honored to go in and do it. I told her that. I would be honored to go in and do it. The cartels are trying to destroy our country. They're evil, but she is so afraid of the cartels that she can't even think straight.
The Mexican president saying just a day earlier, U.S. military action inside Mexico was unacceptable and not necessary. Joining me now is Senior Advisor for Customs and Border Patrol Chief Ron Vitello. Chief Vitello, good morning to you. I mean, could you imagine if the U.S. military was allowed to go into Mexico and take out these drug cartels? We could do it, and the reign of terror would be over. Mexico and the United States would be safer as a result of this. But the president of Mexico turned President Trump down. What's your reaction to this?
Well, you're right. There's a lot of potential here. We share so many things besides the border with Mexico, right? Family, tourism, lots of trade. And we also are fearful of the cartels that are operating in Mexico. We know that Mexico is very concerned about their influence in their society today. And so this is a potential partnership that could pay dividends for generations. And so I understand where the president is coming from Mexico. She has a domestic political problem where if she aligns too much with our current president, Donald Trump, there may be some domestic political problems for that. But operationally, as somebody that worked on the line that understands the power of these cartels, this would be huge on the potential side. Us going down there and helping them eradicate some of these kingpins, bring the temperature down, give the governance of all of the states in Mexico back to the government versus
wow. And I'm going to stop it right here. So
it has lots of potential.
The consensus is clear right now in Congress and across the land. The Mexican president is afraid of cartels. This is just not a notion Trump is putting out. It's a notion that a lot of people have been putting out for a while. It seems like the Mexican president, in my humble opinion, might be working with the cartels. She doesn't want the U.S. in her country. She doesn't want the U.S. fighting the cartels, but yet she cannot even stand up to the cartels. So there's a big issue going on. What do you think about this here, sir?
That last picture they showed, the camo vehicles, that was cartels.
Yep, right here. Yep. You see how they all, yeah, that's them. Paramilitary out. Yeah, look at their guns.
That right there, they should be blowed up. Here's the thing, and this is what the president of the United States have a right to do. If defending America, because we went through this before. I want to say 1908. Hold up, let me look. Blackjack perishing Pancho Villa. Now that we led an expedition into Mexico to get Pancho Villa when he was raiding on American side. Pancho Villa had military looking ties and stuff like that. And we went into Mexico to hunt him down and kill him. Woodrow Wilson ordered that. He said, screw you, I'm coming to get him. And of course, people don't know that was the Buffalo Soldiers, black soldiers. These paramilitary need to meet the business end of an Apache and a A-10 Warthog. They need to meet an Apache and an A-10 Warthog, fully armed. And that Apache needs to come back from Mexico with no ammunition because they done dropped it off.
And the C-130 dropping off, folks parachuting out,
yes,
big guns.
And go get them.
You better believe
and go get them.
We sending them, and then we going to have folks like myself on the ground with some saws. You get what I'm saying? The B-249s. Yep. I'm sitting there in the bushes, getting ready to cut down trees, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what needs to happen. But, they're not going to do it. And I believe that the cartel have probably paid her off. She's scared. She's absolutely scared. The cartel is running Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. Trump need to be speaking to the cartel. That's what Trump need to be doing, is speaking to the cartel, not the Mexican president. If the Mexican president wants to save her country, she needs to go speak to the president of El Salvador. You see how he locked up all those gang members? All the folks down there? Yeah, they crying. You see how all the gang members, they tied up, they got stuff over their face, and they're shuttled around with their head down? That's the way the cartel need to be. But they're not. And it's because, ladies and gentlemen, she's scared, and I believe she's paid off. She has to be. Because the way her country is right now, let me tell you something, you have to be paid off for it to be looking like the way it is. Now, brother, I don't think Trump is going to, he's going to abide by that wish, but he is not going to allow the cartel to be, pushing drugs and stuff like that over. I believe that Trump, at the end of the day, will take out most of that cartel. I believe so, because it's interest for the United States to do so. Last words on this here, sir.
I'm going to say this. Donald Trump need to launch into it and destroy him, and let them know the next American that is killed, I take war out on them. And let me say this quick, Jermaine. Somebody made this comment. Shiloh Hendricks is actually a Jewish who has and you know what? I want to know, and I don't want to see nobody podcast saying it. Show me proof, because you know what? A lot of this crap has been floating around. This little anti-Semitic stuff has been floating around the conservative movement. And I want to see this crap this person is saying. I don't want to see nobody's podcast. Like, really? I want to show you what the person sent. This let me know they're not even believable. Jermaine, look at this. I just flipped it real quick. That picture you showed me show you are not serious.
Yep.
You're just one of those people who sit here and you got a problem with the Jewish community. You got a problem with Jews. So you want to come up here and bring your bigotry and your anti-Semitic crap here and want everybody to be like you. You want that type of stuff? You think that's okay? Don,
some BS name.
Yeah, because you can tell that by that image alone, let me know you're not serious. You one of those type.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I stay clear away from those type of folks. There's a group of folks on the right that have a problem with the Jews and stuff like that. You like Kanye West now. Ye speaks about Jews. Every other word out of his mouth is about Jew this, Jew that. I don't do that type of crap, and it's not because I'm scared of the Jews or anything of that sort. It's not my character. I don't waste my time speaking about dumb stuff like that. I'm not a bigot, and I believe it boils down to a hatred for something with Jews. That's my personal belief. Regardless of what's going on and what you see with, quote unquote, what the Jews are doing and stuff like that, I've spoken about a lot of the stuff that deals with that community and things that happen with whites. I speak about that, frequently, in a sense, right? Where we say, hey, there's a lot of Jews out here that say that they're not white, right? But they look like whites, right? If we were to put them in a lineup, nobody would be able to tell they're Jewish until they open their lips and say that they're Jewish, right? But in a sense, a lot of the quote-unquote Jews, especially the liberal ones, they attack whites.
Yes.
And nobody speaks about it. Right? But
now
I spoke about it, And when I did one time, guess what? They tried to come after me. And I don't care because it is what it is. It is what the truth is. What do you want to say here, sir? Go ahead.
I just want to say this. During the George Floyd riots, a lot of Jewish people, a lot of Jewish students on campus didn't say anything when whites were being attacked and stuff like that. They was one of the people that was marching. Now, if people want to make that type of complaint and say, hey, when whites were being attacked, y'all was silent. Now you getting what we got and you asking for help. Don't you forget what we did for you. That's fine. But this stuff with this totally anti-Semitic Rockefellers and all this stuff, that's the crap me and you used to deal with when we were we were successful with the 4Js, but when two people was brought up there docking the other dude and they started talking anti-Semitic stuff, the show started going down. It started causing too much confusion because you want to Jews. Let's stay out of that. Nah, because you can't say you're a Christian and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's God Almighty, decided to choose the body of a Jew to come in to restore man.
And then you're talking like that. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just don't have no time for
white, He was Jewish. He won't black with dreadlocks, nappy hair, and big lips. He won't white with blonde hair, blue eyes. He was Jewish, curly hair, and slightly tan skin. He didn't look like he was from California, Hell Angel.
Man. Brother, that is our show. And let me tell you, it was fire.
Yes, it was.
I want to thank everybody and their mama's mama for coming out, hanging out with us. I want to thank everybody for hitting that like button, everybody for sharing and donating. We really do appreciate it. We love you all, especially, hanging out with us late night like this. I know a lot of people got work in the morning, school, or baby mama that you got to please, right? You got to do something, right? You know, you got to put in that work in the back room, right? Yeah, I understand that. So I thank you. I absolutely do. Brother, any last words for our beautiful crowd before we depart?
No, Jermaine, just had a wonderful time. That's why I had to use the bathroom. I drank coffee. I drank green tea, Red Bull. Man, I'm sitting up here like this, Jermaine, like, come on, go to the video so I can run to the bathroom. Y'all, we had a wonderful time. It feels good to be back. Please like the show. If you cannot donate, if you cannot do a super chat right now, if you can't go to Jermaine's Cash App or Jermaine's PayPal and donate, like the show, like it, and share it. If you don't do nothing but take the copy the link, go to a bunch of liberal sites and post the video there.
Absolutely. That'll be absolutely fantastic, and we're going to have some clips coming out here. I'll be dropping a few of them tomorrow so you guys can help us out as well. Share the clips. If you go on our page, you guys can see a lot of people are talking about the stuff we're talking about. A lot. You can see the comments are through the roof. Thousands. So help us out. Help us push out what is right, the things that we're talking about. Please believe there are more of us than is them. So we want to make sure that we grow our community of good, solid patriots, good folks in the world who want a better world. And we can certainly do that together, all right? So I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in, everybody for hitting that like button, and everybody for sharing. You guys take care. Have a very, very good night, and we shall catch you guys next time for another edition of Double Barrel J's Conservative Nation
Jermaine.
Wednesday nights. Yes, sir.
Christian D. Walker said did you not receive my cash app?
Oh, you know what? I probably didn't even check. We're gonna give her one right here. And actually, hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah, I did. Let me go ahead and give you.
See, we pay attention, Kristen.
Absolutely. I want to thank Kristen. Sorry about that, sweetheart. Kristen is a very beautiful woman. Let me tell you something. Very beautiful, out of Minnesota. Sweetheart, you see how my eyes are? I got big eyes. You get what I'm saying? I have a disability. It's called blackness. That's what the liberals are saying. The darker I am, the slower I am, sweetheart. You get what I'm saying? So you know, just bear in mind. Thank you so much. I'll make sure that I keep my eyes an extra inch open next time so I can catch it, all right? So thank you, all right? You guys take care. Have a very good night, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace
Good night.
And love. Bye-bye.